So I want to talk about a few things that get in the way of the morbidly obese people like myself. This is something that I have done. These are things that I have done, and when I've talked to other morbidly obese people, they pretty much all have done them, and they almost never admit to them. And I'm not doing this to out them. I'm doing this to out me. I'm doing this to keep me honest as I go forward. I've got a long way to go on my journey, even though I've lost already over 100 pounds. I've got a long way to go, and I need to get there, and I want to get there for lots of reasons. So here's some things that your friends, no matter how much they love you, no matter how much you love them, they won't tell you about these things. A lot of times, number one, when you go out, you don't order what it is that you want to eat or how much of what it is that you want to eat because you're afraid. You're afraid that they're going to judge you, that when you're sitting around with your friends, they're going to judge what you eat and how you eat, and that goes to a lot of different things. And so, you wind up eating not as much as you want to, or not what you want to. You eat a salad instead of the 24-ounce porterhouse or whatever it is. And then on the way home, you stop and at a drive-through, and then get whatever the hell it is that you really want. You'll get a couple of double cheeseburgers or whatever. And that's something that you'll do. You have a meal after a meal because you weren't satisfied by the first one because you were too afraid to eat that way in front of your friends or your girlfriend or your wife or whoever it is that you were with. Number two, while you're in that drive-through, you will often make up other people in the car. You will say things like, hey, what is it that you want? And there's nobody else in the car with you. And, you'll say, oh, my wife just texted me. She wants a double cheeseburger, no mayonnaise too. Even though it's exactly the same kind of cheeseburger that you just ordered, it's a game that you play with yourself to make yourself feel, like the other person doesn't know. Because there's a lot of shame associated with that kind of thing, especially if you're a really heavy person like I have been. And that leads us to number three, which is it doesn't have to be out when you're going out. It can be at home. Your wife and kids leave for the day, or they're going to school, they're going to whatever it is, then you have free reign to eat whatever it is that you want in the house, and nobody's going to say anything to you, and they don't see you eating what you're not supposed to be eating. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Because a lot of the discussion around diet and a lot of this discussion around, food and fat people is morals based. You must have some sort of moral failing. You can't, you're eating something that you shouldn't be eating. And if you only had more willpower, or if you only pushed away from that table more often, that kind of thing. And it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because now you're shame eating, right? And so those people are right. You do have a moral failing. And you feel like you have a moral failing. And that just makes you want to eat more because it makes you feel better to eat. It's hard. It's hard being this big. And I don't give a crap what anybody says. And if anybody comes on here and starts, being crappy about it, then I'm just going to nuke that person off my page because I don't care. But it's hard being fat. It is hard being this big. And these are the kinds of things, the kind of psychological games that we're playing with ourselves and that you're playing with us. And sometimes you don't even know it. You don't even mean it. And we know that. But it's hard. It's difficult. And if you didn't know that, now you do.